Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and today I'm joined by Eric.
Dominic.
We are
Whatever that voice is.
finally back talking about Santa Barbara. I'm excited about it. Tonight we are discussing episodes 16 to 20. So I'll roll the credits and we'll get right into it. So I feel like we haven't watched this in forever. I forgot where we were.
I couldn't remember people's names. I
Wow,
couldn't remember Dominic, in fact. Actually, I
really?
was like, what is that person's name? I forget.
Um, so the where we left off, I felt like happened so long ago, but
It did,
Joe,
really.
once again, he diffused the security system at the Capitol Mansion, and he got into Channing's room, and he gathered a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Um, so Augusta, who we still don't really know her motive because we feel like she's trying to get rid of Joe, but also she's trying to fuck Joe. Like, I don't know what's happening.
Uh, no words. I have no idea, but I like it.
But I like it.
I don't know what she's doing, but I like
Uh,
it.
she called Cece to tell him that she saw an intruder going over the wall. So that's how he gets almost got, and he hides in
And
a closet.
well, she disguises her voice a little bit, like
Yeah,
I don't even know. It's like a little bit deeper. I'm sure he knew who it was. I feel I don't know. She didn't sound too different, but whatever.
I feel like she's. I don't know this. I'm just speculating. I feel like she's working for somebody. Like she's working with Dominic or for Dominic. I like. She has to be working with somebody, right?
I don't think for Dominic because Dominic is trying to help Joe, but she wants to, I like you said, like she 1 minute she wants him out of town, next minute she's banging him. Like I don't know. It's the truth. Like I have no words. I don't know what she wants.
um, Cruz is staying at the Capitol Mansion because he was hurt during that oil rig explosion.
Yeah.
Um, and
He looks great for being hurt though, by the way.
right, he sees Joe trying to sneak out, and he like hides him in his room. And they come up with this plan that they're gonna have somebody drive his car to a mechanic, and Joe's gonna hide in the trunk, and that's how he's gonna get off of the grounds because they have guards searching the grounds, and they're not gonna stop until they find him. So they're gonna be looking for him all night.
Speaking of, wasn't Joe was in that room for a decent amount of time before anybody even went up there? So like, were they thinking that he wasn't in the room? Like, I'm like, he's like getting this and that, and then it goes to the next scene, and then it's like back to him getting more stuff. I'm like, if they know about him, like, what is taking so long to get up the steps? Is it like a mansion? Like a, I guess it is like a mansion, but still, like, I don't know. It's weird.
And is everybody just staying up all night, like waiting to see if he gets caught? Because I feel like he like. So for us, it was just a scene. I feel like they went to commercial break or they ran the credits, and then they came back, and he was leaving Cruz's room to do the plan. But then
Right.
Ellie comes out, and I feel like it's like the ass crack of dawn, and she's like, she sees him, and she's like about to rat him out, and he's like, no, listen to me.
Yeah, she even screams for somebody, and then she stops, like herself. And I'm like, I guess nobody heard her the first time.
Surprisingly, their love theme didn't play. I thought that would have played.
Well, but
I
it
feel
does
like
in a
they're
minute.
starting to ease off that a little bit.
They did it the one time
They
again at
did
some
because I
point.
was like, but when they did play it, I was like, oh, I haven't heard it in a while.
So it wasn't as bad for you.
Yeah, it was less triggered. Um, So I don't really remember because I feel like I watched that. I watched the first two episodes a few days ago, but I watched the rest today. But she doesn't rat him out. Is it because she knows about Cruz's plan and she wants to help Cruz?
Um, yeah, I think I don't know. I still feel like she's sort of torn, but she still thinks he did it. So another one I don't understand her either. Because pick one. Like you either think he did it or you don't. Because like 1 minute she's going to scream, she doesn't, but then later on, like she'll do the same thing. Like she's like, "I'm telling, I'm over you." You know, I don't know. I'm torn.
So Tony, who played by Renee Jones, always glad to see her. I know when she's not going to be on forever, so whenever we do see her, I'm like, oh, you're still here.
I still call her Lexi. I put Lexi. Lexi comes by.
So Tony's checking on Cruz, and I think Cruz asked her to take his car, or Kelly asked her to take Cruz's car, and or whatever. So she's like, okay, so whatever. Talking about this plan to get him off the grounds was more intricate than the actual plan, because the next scene he's just home, so the plan worked.
Yeah.
Off the ground.
Yeah, they didn't really show it, right?
No. They talked about it more than the plan. Like it was just a success. He got out of there.
Because I think because when he like you said, you don't really know the time of day. Because remember, I forget when it was, but either in the next episode or later on, he gets to Augusta's and she's like, "Oh," and it's like it looks like it's daytime. So I'm like, did he sleep? Like I don't know what's happening.
I really don't
It
know.
was it was
I
pretty
assumed
quick
it was the
though.
next morning because
Okay,
he snuck there at night. So I assumed he stayed in Cruz's room all night and then was gonna
probably
sneak off into the car early morning.
that
Um,
makes sense.
Plus, there was like a conversation, I think, on the phone between Peter and Kelly, and he was like, "Good morning." So I was like, "Okay, so it is morning." So then maybe he went to work at Augusta's in the afternoon.
Time confuses me in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't think about this too hard because it really doesn't matter.
I know, right? It doesn't.
But she was like, "Oh," because she was probably shocked to see that he wasn't like killed or like arrested.
Yeah,
So she's like, "Oh, I guess she's still working here. Great."
yeah.
There was a phone call between what's his name, Ted and Lakin,
Lincoln. Mm.
and he got like really mad when he found out that what's I already forgot his name, Joe
Ted? Oh,
was
Joe.
working there, and
Mm.
he was just like, the guy that killed my brother, and she's like,
Yep.
well, is that when she said he's his sister is my best friend or something like that? It's very complicated.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
this happened maybe second episode because we actually opened the LA scenes with like the boys being stupid in the kitchen and Jade being mad that like they woke her up or whatever. Can we agree that Jade's auditioning for porn pretty much?
You know, that's another story. I'm like, these stories, I just don't, I'm thinking they're going to go one way and they're just not. And I'm like, this story's like not even moving. I'm like, so she goes to this guy or whatever, and then Mr. Winterset is his name, which is a dumb
Who
name,
does
but whatever.
French films, aka in my head porn.
He was, yeah. He says like to come back. I thought he wanted to like bang her or something, but
Well,
then he says something about doing a tape and then all that. I don't know.
a screen test.
The screen test,
Yeah,
yeah.
to see if she pops off the screen, as she says.
Because she said she had a tape, but it's in New York.
Lied to make it sound like she has
Right. Something
experience.
going on, yeah.
Um, but did you notice in the waiting room, the other two girls, one of them was Barbara Crampton?
Yes, you did say that, and then I did keep it. I did look, and I'm like, it's so weird because it was in '84, right? And she had like such a bit part, unless she comes back for another few episodes. But
Well, she was on Days till '83.
right,
So then she must have did this before doing YNR, maybe.
but she did uh the Reanimator, which is like a horror movie, horror comedy movie in '84 as well. I think could have been '86. I'm not positive of the timeline, but. Yeah, so I'm surprised she did a bit part on Santa Barbara. Maybe she knew somebody or somebody needed a favor. I don't know.
I know she was on
Weird.
YNR as Leanna Love, maybe from like the late '80s, like '88.
Yeah, I'm gonna say she came in '86 to '88 in that area.
Okay, so maybe she did a few horror movies before going to YNR,
Yeah,
and
I've
then
seen some of her stuff on Young and the Restless. It's good from back then.
she's on Guiding Light in the episodes that I'm watching right now with Angel.
Yeah, who is she on Guiding Light? Mindy? Is she
Mindy.
Mindy?
She's Mindy. I feel
Mindy
like
number
the
two?
episodes that we just talked about, I feel like they're gearing for her to leave. It just I don't know. It feels like a lot of people are leaving, like they're wrapping up a lot of storylines. I think they may have gotten
Okay.
a writer. So, and I know she
Is she
does
this?
in
Is she
95.
the second Mindy? Or is
I
she the original
Angel
Mindy?
said she's like the fourth Mindy.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Many Mindys later.
There may even be another Mindy after her.
I don't even. When I watched Guiding Light, there was no Mindy.
I
I
think she
think.
doesn't appear after the 90s until like the finale.
I think. Do you know who Krista Tessero is?
Mm.
I think she was the first Mindy. Krista Tessero was her name. I think I'm saying it wrong, but she was also a Tina on One Life to Live in the '90s, and I think she's the
Okay.
one that she's the one that came back to Guiding Light as Mindy when I watched, because Mindy did reappear
I
in
think I know
like
who you're talking
'98.
about because I think I remember recently reading that after what's her name? The original Tina.
Andrea Evans,
Yeah, after she left, I saw there was a recast and I looked her up, so I think I do know who you're talking about.
and it's well after Andrea Evans left, there was another Tina, and then Krista Tessero took over
Oh, okay.
after that one, but the other one was like only a year, like very short lived.
I wish I could see Andrea Evans play Patty Williams in the 80s on YNR. I would love to see that.
Uh,
Just to
I feel
compare
like I
to how Stacey Haiduk played her, just to like compare and contrast to like the
I
different.
don't I don't think she was crazy in the '80s though. I could be wrong.
Wasn't she obsessed with Jack Abbott though? And he like cheated on her and that made her crazy?
Yeah, I do have a couple episodes with her, but I'll get them to you at some point. But I don't think she does much though in the episodes that I have.
Oh, okay.
So she's not crazy.
Well, after that long tangent, let's get back to Santa Barbara. We literally went
Not
from
that
Barbara Crampton to Andrea Evans. Like we just like totally went off track.
because the soap girls get around. They're on everything.
She literally had that one seat in the waiting room, and I'm like, I remember my friend Matt mentioning that she was on it really quick, but that was really quick. I was like, oh, I was like, because I wasn't sure it was her. I was like, maybe this is it.
Yeah.
But so yeah, so the creepy guy wants Jade to come back for a screen test, and she's bragging
Yeah.
that the guy is making it sound better than it is.
It wasn't anything.
And then she overhears the phone call with Ted and Lakin. She gets mad that he said that about her brother. She's ride or die for her brother. I do like that one aspect of Jade.
Yeah.
Unlike his father, who we did see at one point this week, and I was like, oh,
Douche.
Eric is so mad right now.
And what did he even meet up with him for? He did the same bullshit that he always does. I'm like, why'd you even bother? Like, what the fuck?
Well, because Joe called him.
I know,
It
but that's
wasn't
what I mean. Like, but it was the same bullshit.
it was. And it was basically just for him to be like, I'm leaving town, get back together with mom, and watch out for Joe.
Right.
And then they fought, and that was it.
I hate
So
that dude.
I think we truly are. I know I say this every time we watch it, but I think we truly are at the point where I may have stopped watching because I didn't remember a lot of this, but I did remember little things. But overall, I was like, huh, I don't remember this.
So you didn't see Eden come on then?
I never saw Eden, no.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like I have this vague memory of seeing Lionel arrive. So maybe I watched one or two more episodes. I'm not really sure.
I don't see any sign of him coming, but usually there's like somebody's calling all the time or something.
Yeah. They're just
Usually like
saying
a
he's
heads
out of
up.
town, and Augusta alludes that he has these affairs with these women, his women companions, she calls them.
Yeah. Yep.
So apparently the fence that separates the Lockridge property and the Capitol property is just barbed wire. Because we see Joe sweaty working in the backyard. Augusta's coming on to him saying she thinks she finally believed that he didn't do it. And like, wow, took you a while to finally get there.
Yeah.
And Kelly's riding her horse, and she like can't stop looking at Augusta coming on to Joe. She like can't look away.
It's like watching a train wreck,
So
I
much
guess.
so that she feels like she has to climb in, like under like the barbed wire, and she cuts herself and gets stuck, and she's like, Joe, help me.
Yeah, like that's why I'm confused. Like, if you think you killed your brother, like, why are you? I don't know. It's
It's
annoying.
almost like she like wanted to fight Augusta, and she like wanted to storm her, but she had to climb through the barbed wire.
And yeah, that was where I have cue music because that's when it's the music's come
But
on at that point.
yeah, it did, but it started at a different point, so we actually got more of it.
Yeah, that was in
Um,
episode 18 because I have cue music. Joe helps Kelly and they kiss,
yeah.
and then
Uh,
they fight.
so the first, because they did replay it at the beginning of the next episode, but the first kiss, the cliffhanger kiss, was longer. They played their theme song. It was hot. There was tongue because there was open mouth. I saw the tongues going. I was like, I wonder if they were dating at this point.
They were probably dating at that time for sure.
Yeah, they went. They went. It was hot. But then when they replayed it in the next episode, it was like only a few seconds. She got mad as hell, pushed him away. I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Wait, what happened to the passionate long kiss we just saw?"
I know, right?
He wraps her cut with like his um headband, handkerchief, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
When Mason sees that she got cut, he like calls the police, and he was like, he attacked my sister."
It was Joe. Well, it's whatever. I don't even understand Mason either because he's jealous of his dead brother.
Yeah.
So, and I get it. Like, your dad's treating you like your dead brother, so whatever. But he's supposedly mad at, him hurting Kelly, so I
Santana's
guess he has a
still
heart.
Santana's still playing nicey nice with Cece, but
Did Santana dye her hair? Did it look darker to
like
you?
I don't know, but I feel like Santana has a different hairstyle every time I see her. I feel like she cuts it every time I see her.
Because I feel like in the first five she was blonde, and then like I was even thinking because I didn't ever think she'd be related to like Rosa and Danny and all them. So then I'm like, did she go darker? Maybe they were like maybe they thought the same thing. Like maybe dye her hair a little bit dark because she doesn't look related to them. Because I thought that I don't know.
I didn't notice the color, but I do feel like the shape changes, and I'm like, does this woman get a haircut every week? Like, because I felt like her style different every time I see her.
Hey, if I could get a new hairstyle every week, I would.
I really like her, and I'm really sad that she doesn't stick around. I don't know when she leaves, but I'm gonna be really sad about it.
I like her too. I kind of like the storyline, but I kind of want it to move as well. Like I feel like we're still
Yeah,
kind of
she's
trapped.
playing nicey nice with Cece, like butter wouldn't melt in her mouth. But every once in a while, she slips in something about her son. Like it was his birthday this week, and she got him a present. And she's
Oh,
like,
that was sad.
yeah. When she was like, "You can unwrap it," I was like, "You spent time wrapping it." I didn't realize that you could like it was a box that you could lift the top off of. I was like, "He's gonna open up the wrapping paper that you wrapped so nice." To
I
see that she
know.
wasn't slipping him anything or saying it's your mom or anything like that. And she was like,
And
"See,
it
you
wasn't
can't trust
and
me."
and it wasn't like a pair of pants that I forget what it was related to. But it
Oh,
was sad.
riding pants, like for horseback riding or whatever. She's like, I don't know what size
Yeah.
he is or how big he is.
And then she had a cake for him and lit candles. I'm like, this is terrible. Like, I feel awful for her. I'm just like, I want her to find this damn kid. Like, this is awful. It's like
um,
depressing. Fuck.
also, there goes Eric again, dropping his phone.
I don't
Um,
even know how that happened. Sorry. Go
Joe
on.
Joe meets up with Dominic, aka you, and brings him the stuff that he took from Channing's room.
Did you catch something though with this Dominic that when they called, I don't remember which time, but it sounded like a female that one time that it called or he called.
Really?
Because
I always
yeah,
feel like it sounds like a female trying to be a man, so I didn't
I
really.
don't know. This time I heard full female, and then later on, I heard that weird scream voice again, and I was like, okay. So then I knew I thought that was weird because it felt like the voice thing was off or something when it. I guess you didn't catch that, but I did. It happened, I swear.
But Joe is getting suspicious because he's like, "What are you looking for? I don't know what you're looking for." He's like, "There's no way I'm getting back in there again." He's like, "I'll let you." Well, Dominic's like, "I'll let you know what I find in this." And Joe starts to get defensive. He starts to think that maybe Dominic is the real killer and that he's being set up somehow.
I was
But
wondering
Michael,
what happened because I'm like, why would he bring him the stuff and then run? I was so confused.
yeah, so Dominic pulls a gun on him again to get out of there.
Yeah, Dominic always has the gun ready,
Well,
as you should.
he should because that one time Joe did pull a gun on him, so now he's like he stays strapped, like he's ready.
Yeah, and I guess it is hard to trust somebody that you don't know their motives. Like you just say they're helping you, but are they? You're like I guess I would be the same.
Yeah.
But I maybe not would have maybe I would have went through the papers myself first. Like I don't think he did that, but I would have.
Um he did because he was reading some stuff and he was reading a letter that Channing wrote to a woman. And I was like, I wonder if that was to Santana.
Hmm.
That was before he like delivered it to Dominic. Um
Yeah, there's a lot we have to find out about Channing. I feel like there's stuff leaking to us, but we're not knowing this full story.
yeah, I almost wish they would show flashbacks of him when he was alive.
Yeah, they did
I don't even
voice
remember what it looked like, if
flashbacks.
it's gonna be the same actor from the pilot or not.
The same. They did the voice ones with Santana when she was having memories, but they didn't show picture or show visions or whatever.
Yeah. Jade borrows Ted's car to go on her screen test, but she like drives into or backs into a pole and she
Vax into a
can't
pole.
move. Um Ted got over that really quick because Danny broke it to him like
That was
because
so funny.
he was like, "I'm so sick of girls making fun of me because I'm dressed up like a pirate." He's like, "Well, I have good news." He's like, "They're not gonna make fun of you in your car dressed up like a pirate." I almost said parrot.
Yeah.
Um, he was
He
like,
dresses like a
"Okay." He's like,
parrot.
"Why?" He's like, "Because you don't have a car." And he was like, "Bye."
Literally backing out the door as he said that. It was great. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's exactly probably what I would have done.
The music and everything with this is so sitcom-y. Like you said, it's like Three's Company with the three of them, and I'm just like,
It is.
my eyes at it. It's so annoying.
I still like it. I don't, again, like it's not moving, but I'm like, I still enjoy it. I don't know.
Um, but yeah, also like I said, I feel like Santana's also kind of flirting with TC. Like he's working out, and I feel like she's like, "Ooh, you stay in good shape," and she's kind of like moving her tits. And I feel like her mother clocked it because she's like, "Santana, can I talk to you before you leave?" She's like, "What are you
And
doing?"
how, and I like Santana and Cruz. I'm like, I can see them.
I think Matt told me that Santana and Cruz were supposed to be,
Uh,
but then Eden came on and they kind of changed trajectory.
and it gets ruined.
Yeah, but maybe they'll pursue it as long as this actress is on. Who knows? Maybe it'll be like a
Yeah,
triangle.
we'll see.
Um,
But I like it.
Santana's helping Cruz find a place to live. She finds him like a houseboat. That was
Which
pretty
is
big because I was
funny.
thinking about the fancy face on Days, and that always felt like a very small set. And there was like one common area and then the bedroom. This felt like a studio apartment.
It's funny with the houseboat because on Ryan's Hope, the one character has a houseboat as well. I'm like, how weird. Like I'm watching two soaps with a houseboat involved now. But they're cute. I like this. I like the set of it. It's neat on both of them.
Even on 90210 in like season 8, one of the characters lived on the houseboat. They lived on Donna's parents' boat. And that was like comparable to the fancy face. Like it was small. This,
Right.
this looked like a yacht. Like it was like a studio apartment.
Yeah, it was.
um we saw Peaches a few times. She was like helping Jake.
Yeah.
When they were practicing the dance routine, I was like, okay, Peaches, look at you getting down.
So yeah, we got to talk about that dance routine. So that's what, apparently for this team. Did they even want a dance routine? Like, I'm like, what is she supposed to do on this screen test? They wanted her to just dance to Cyndi Lauper.
I don't know. I feel like Jade was just trying to make sure all her bases were covered because she wasn't sure what they were gonna want.
It
So
was so embarrassing. I'm like, how did she do this? Like multiple times. And then they were like, do it sexier. And she's like, no. I'm trying.
it was she
Sexier meaning nude, I guess.
was this when they were dancing to Girls Just Want to Have Fun? Or was that during
Yeah.
the actual screen test?
Yeah, that was the screen test. The girls just want to have fun. I think they did it both multiple times. We hear the same songs multiple times.
Well, when she does the screen test, he's like, drop a few buttons, and she does willingly. And then he's just like, he basically tells her she needs to be nude, and she's like, I gotta think about this.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm
then
like,
she goes
right,
home and says it was great.
porn. That's what it is.
She what?
I was like, right, he wants her to be naked because he wants her to be in porn. That's what he wants.
These dirty dogs.
Uh,
Oh, and I remember when she was getting there too. I think he said, "Oh, jailbait's here." Like
yeah,
they know
all the
that
other
she's
girls.
underage.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
yeah. Yeah, I need more movement in the story, or I need it to end, even though it's only been a month, technically.
Yeah, I'm feeling that with like every story though. Like I don't know, everything's kind of slow a little bit.
But
So
I
I
like
see
it when I'm
why.
watching it. Like, I almost feel like I'm watching a primetime soap, but nothing's moving.
Same, same. I like it too, but then if you think about it, really not much
Production
has
value is good.
happened.
The production value is good.
Right. Kelly and Joe have the same conversation every time they meet up. Peter and Augusta have the same conversation every time they meet up. Like nothing's
Um,
moving.
I'm kind of into Peter. I think he's sexy. When he was like shirtless, I was like, oh, Peter.
I'm not too into Peter. He gets on my nerves, so I don't think he's sexy.
I was
I
attracted to
mean,
his sexy body.
I was more distracted by Cruz's legs in his shorty shorts.
Oh,
I'm like, Cruz, show them
see,
legs. He was stretching those legs in the one episode.
Peter was giving me Gary Ewing and his boom booms vibes when he was shirtless. I was like, yeah, I'm into
There you go.
this. We didn't see Warren this week, which is Augusta's son, the lifeguard. You're like,
You know, I
you're
always,
like,
I totally forget about him. You sent me a picture of him on something, didn't you? And I was like, is that the guy in
yeah.
the red short?
Uh,
Because I forget, he's forgettable in a way. They don't do anything with him.
so I guess after the drunken incident or meet up with Joe and his father, he went to Augusta, and
Mm,
they ended up making love. So you got your wish. You were like, I want them to bang.
yes, I was happy. Yeah, so he went there. What did he? I forget what he said. He got to the door and he's like, I don't remember what he said.
Well, the next morning when they do it again, well,
Yeah.
Dominic calls her house and he like sets a meetup, and they do it again. And I was laughing because Augusta was like leaning into him and she's like, touch my arm. And I was like, okay, that's sexy. Touch my arm. She wanted him to feel her pulse. She's like, now touch my neck.
My neck.
See what you do to me? She's like, it doesn't matter where you touch me. My pulse is racing.
I
And she's
know. I was like, ooh,
and he like
girl.
lifts her. I like that. It was very soap opera. Her and her like silk like pajamas, I guess, if you want to call them. And how he lifted her and carried her to the bed and they went at it again. It's very old school.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It was, and I was like, first of all, I thought like, damn, that's kind of hot, and then at the same time, I was like, how did they get through this and not laugh? Like they like with some of the dialogue, like that takes true
I
talent,
always
like
think
to
I
sell
always
that.
I always think about the earlier episodes where Augusta said to him, do you like aggressive women?
I guess he does.
So we also had Lakin, who picked up the phone when Joe was on the phone with Dominic. So she
Yeah,
and her mother does sleep around, or she's sleeping with Joe at least.
and
Because she
she
always
knows
got mad
something,
at Warren when he would bring that up.
and I guess she knows something creepy is going on, right? Because she heard about. Because did she not hear him? I think she hung up a little bit after. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think she was more singularly focused on the fact that he was in her bedroom. So she knows what her mother did.
Oops.
So Joe leaves and Minx. So Joe leaves after sleeping with her, and then Minx comes in and she like scolds her, and she's like, don't scold me when your son's doing the same thing. And she's like, I will defend my son, even though I know that he has questionable done some questionable things. And
Yeah. I like how Augusta fought for herself too, though.
yeah,
She's like, he's banging girls. I can do what I want.
yeah,
It's my house too.
right.
Get
Uh,
it, girl. I can't wait to meet Lionel, actually. I'm curious.
so then Joe goes home. It looks like just to shower and then go back to Augusta's for work because like Peter's there and he's like pissed that Joe's working there. And at this point, Augusta's like, "This is my man. Like, don't hurt my man." So she's like, "You need to leave."
Right? She was very protective of him. Yes.
Um, so Joe Peter says like she just made a $100,000 mistake. Like he's not gonna pay her because she's helping Joe.
Yeah.
Um, what else happened? Was that it for them? I think that was.
Well, I think that's it for them. Yeah, we had Minx. They had the conversation. Oh, and Minx and Lakin had a cute little um back and forth.
Oh, because Lakin confronted her mother about that, about the
Yeah.
with Joe, and she wants to see Ted, and her mother's like, absolutely not. And she's like, I'm gonna do what I want. She's like, I don't care what you say. She's like, if you're gonna carry on like this, then I'm gonna do what I want. So she packs bag and she's going to LA, and she tells her grandmother that her mother doesn't approve of it, and her grandmother's like, do what you want. She's like, I'll hold down the fort here for you.
She said, "I'll handle your mother." I'm
Yeah.
like, I like their relationship. That's cute.
Yeah.
I feel like that is very grandmother. And
Um,
then we have
Ted
Santana with
and
that.
Danny actually end up getting, I guess, like a stunt job because
Oh yeah, that was silly. That was so silly. Like, did they really do that back then? Like, just fighting in the studio? Like, that was ridiculous. And they're like, "Oh, that was great." And I'm like, your secretary like got knocked out." You see that?
and
I'm like, "What?"
Jade told Lakin to come. She's like, yeah, you could stay with Peaches. I'm sure she won't mind. Thanks for offering up somebody else's apartment without even asking them. And
And then she
she's like,
offered her
you can sleep
room.
in my bed. It doesn't matter. My bed.
Yeah, she's like, "We'll figure it out," basically.
So what I'm wondering is originally it was just the two guys. So these two guys had one bedroom with one bed. Were they sleeping in the bed together? Were they trading off who slept in the bed? Like before Jade showed up?
I'm guessing one on the sofa, one on the bed. I don't know. They never
Do
made
they
it
have a
clear.
sofa? I don't even know if they have a sofa.
I thought they did. I thought I saw a sofa, but maybe they don't. I don't remember.
Because I feel like
Yeah, I think they were sleeping on it.
we've seen them like sitting in like the kitchen chairs with pillows sleeping.
Yeah,
It's
or
stupid.
maybe they don't.
Um, what was the cliffhanger? Was there a cliffhanger?
It was Dominic again and Joe.
Oh, right. So somebody else showed up, right?
Yeah,
So then Joe went to chase after them, and Dominic ran.
as usual.
Yeah, I like how they show like just his face with the hat, and it's like that beard. It's a fake beard.
And the car was coming right at Joe.
Oh, right. That was the cliffhanger. That it looks like he's about to get hit by a car
It looks like he definitely is gonna get hit by that car. Unless he jumps, like,
and rolls on the hood.
kind of, yeah, like instead of getting hit by it, at least if you jump, you probably have a better chance, of living. But if he gets hit by it, he's gonna be fucked.
Yeah, and that was pretty much it.
Um, Santana with that scarf, I thought was weird. She had the scarf that Cece's dead wife gave her.
Mm-hmm.
I was like curious to. I guess she's still trying to win him over, like just to stay close, keep him close.
Yeah. Maybe she's hoping because she does keep slipping in the sun every once in a while, and he's like, "I told you I don't want to talk about this." So I
Yeah,
think she feels like the closer she gets to him, she can wear him down. One of the
yeah.
episode titles on the playlist said Brandon's birthday. I was like, "Who's Brandon?" And then I remembered it was the kid.
Oh, the son. Is
Yeah,
that her son?
yeah.
I don't think I remember that either. I didn't even remember his
Did they
name.
even tell us?
And Peaches was on. She gave Jade advice. I do have that.
Hmm.
It's nice to see her around. Augusta did make a comment about Joseph's stubble.
She liked it.
and I put get it, girl. um, yeah, I think that's all we got. Cruz was around, but he didn't really do much, but just lay around. I guess he's healing, even though he looks perfectly fine. What did they say happened to him? Did he? Because he was in the explosion,
He was in an
but he
explosion.
looks
Maybe the impact of it broke some ribs or something. I don't know.
maybe he looks fine though. Like
Yeah, he's
whatever.
up and walking. He got this place, so maybe starting next week he'll be like doing stuff.
He could at least limp around.
Yeah, he's hardcore flirting with Santana. I feel like.
I have Lucky Star plays and Jade breaks a mirror.
All right, I forgot Lucky Star Play. It's funny. Like, oh, 1984. This was like a new song back then.
Well, I thought it was the musical version at first because it was like a couple minutes and it was just the music, and then I heard, I think it was Madonna, but I'm not sure. Did they have rights to music back then? Like I figured they would not be. I don't know.
um, Kelly played Time After Time Again, and I remember you saying that wasn't Cyndi Lauper.
It didn't sound like Cyndi
I was
Lauper, but
listening, and I'm like, is it Cyndi? Like I couldn't tell.
Girls Just Want to Have Fun sounded like Cyndi Lauper. I think. I don't know.
Did they buy the rights to that whole album? They're just gonna play all her singles.
They could. I remember As the World Turns when I was watching, they played like the entire Mariah Carey album, and I'm not even lying. They played every track in
Really?
every scene of As the World Turns, and I don't know what the deal was with that because I never remember like that happening before.
Hmm.
So I don't know if Procter and Gamble were involved with like Mariah somehow, and they're like, let's play the whole CD. But it was in like every scene. There was a different Mariah song on from that one album that was released that year. It was really weird.
Maybe it was a promo.
I
Maybe it was a
thought
promo.
it was because I love Mariah, and I was like, oh, this is fun. But I wasn't paying attention to any of the words they were saying because I was listening to the bops. But yeah, we only saw Tony once this week, and I think it was only in like one or two scenes.
Yeah, it was just for Cruz.
So I don't know. I guess she's gonna leave soon or just disappear.
Hmm. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't, that's all we got.
all right. So I'll wrap this up. Well, thank you for joining us for another edition of Queers and Soap Santa Barbara. Hopefully we will not be gone for long for the next batch of episodes.
I want to watch more.
As always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night. Bye.
Bye.